Hello, my peeps. I I've screwed up my I've screwed up my computer. I don't know what I've done. I think I'm on. Oh, darning technology grand. Okay. Uh, we're about to have chaos in the house too. So I'm just going with it. I didn't think of it. My son went and wrote an exam today, and when he was finished his exam, he texted and said, "Hey, do you want me just to go to Costco today instead of you having to go tomorrow?" And I was like, "Yes." That's the beauty of it. He can drive on his own now, so he just takes my truck and give him a list, and he'll go get groceries. I'm teaching him life skills. But I didn't. One, he has to text me like everywhere he goes. Right, I'm here. I'm at this. I'm at point A. I'm leaving point A. I'm at point B. I'm leaving point B. And so I've been answering texts the whole time. Plus, he asks questions about the groceries. Is this a good price? Should I get two? Which I just love. But now I realize I didn't time it very well because he's going to get home while we're doing this live, and the dog is going to lose his mind, and we're going to just try to, and then he's going to have to carry in the groceries, and the dog will be underfoot, and so he'll be like practically tripping on him, and hopefully he won't say anything untoward in the. Anyways, never a dull moment. Yeah. So I think I forgot to say hi. Tracey here. Stampin' of Demonstrator, friendly neighborhood paper pusher. I just need to move that a little bit. There we go. And yes, it is Tuesday. It is Tuesday the something, 17th. So I seem to recall looking forward to summer holidays as a kid. I mean, I don't exactly remember, but I seem to recall I was not a fan of school. Sitting still, being quiet, doing what you're told and not being able to ask questions. You just have to do it. That's just not my personality. Um, but I think I am way more excited for summer holidays as a parent than I ever was as a child. Because when it's done and I don't have to get up and go and stool and or your assignments in and did you study and oh, I look forward to summer holidays now. Oh, grade 11, one more to go. Anyway, let me try to focus on what I'm supposed to be doing. I can take those off the clipboard. I don't even remember where I got this clipboard. I got it because it was metal and so it'd be more waterproof because I had a really great wood one, but the corner started to swell a bit because it got wet. So I love this thing, but I never realized before just how shiny it was until you until you put it on camera. Then shiny, shiny. Okay, so see, I'm so excited about school. I put last day of school. Last day of school is technically next week, but he's only got exams this week, and then I don't know. And most of the people, it's weird. I know it has something to do with numbers of days and teachers' contracts and stuff, but like even the kids across the street who are younger, um, as soon as they're past a certain point, they're gone well before school even finishes. So anyway, yeah, so here we are today. I did mail the newsletter out yesterday. It had some new stuff in it. I'll recap that quickly. I'm looking forward to Saturday is Creativity Now, which is a demo event. Oh, what did I do with those cards? Darn it. So the new suite of products we got for those are just gorgeous. And that's the cards I made for our, darn it, I left them outside. I took them to the sale this weekend. I didn't bring them back in. Anyways, I was going to show you, it's such a beautiful suite of products. And so we get to do demo stuff like that. And I love it when somebody else plans everything. Like I love doing the planning and running the events and stuff. But I also really like it when I just get to sit back and play. I still, the one day I had a class on the morning of our, one of our like 3 times a year perks that we get for being on the team that I'm on. I've only watched 1 out of 12 videos for that event. I still have to catch up on that one. So yeah, it's crazy, but just going to sit back and chill. I've been doing a lot lately and I'm so looking forward to that day. Anyway, I'm going to come back to this page as we get going, but if you're there, say hi, tell me where you're from, who you are, anything, tell me something. Let me know if you prepped, if anybody prepped these pieces. I saw this card, well, I gotta say like a year and a half ago, I think is when I first saw it. And I loved it. And the person who did it, whose name just, I can remember her company name, but all of a sudden her actual name just flew out of my head. So I'm going to try to see if I can find it as I go. She does lots of good stuff. I quite like her stuff. I don't know how to search. Weird things come up when you hit the search button. Oh, there we go. Stampin' Heidi. Heidi Collins, that's her name. I'll write that down because I'm going to say it again later when we actually make the card. So I think Stampin' Heidi might be her Instagram handle. And I think that's where she's most prevalent. But I have seen her on Facebook. And I don't know what else she does. I know she's from the States. I don't remember anything else. Anyway, she does great cards. I love her cards. She's got similar style, like clean and simple kind of style. Anyways, love this card. I've been wanting to make it for quite a while. And on the weekend, as I was sitting there recovering from the sale, which thank you guys all so much for coming out with my knees. It was just a lot on my knees, but oh, it was so nice. And it was just the right pace of busy that there was still time to chat with people. Oh, I had so much fun. Anyways, I'm sitting there afterwards, doing my recovery thinking, what am I going to do this coming week? And I was scrolling through pictures and I saw the picture again and I was like, darn it, we're making that card. I love that card. And I've been like wanting to try it for probably a year and a half now. Okay, so I did do the sale this weekend. Let's move on to other things so I can focus and we can play with cards. I posted this. It's in my newsletter, and I will make it on Facebook at some point here too. But I am doing a BOGO sale. These are the rules, and I'm not going to cover them today, but I will post them so you can see I laid it all out. How the shipping works, how the thing works, what we're doing, when I'm posting afterwards, all that good stuff. I'm going to post it on Facebook, and I will pin it to the top so it's there until the sale's over. But the 8th of July at 6 p.m., for about 2 hours, I will be doing an online BOGO. There is still lots left. I purged deep, like I went deep. And then as I was looking at stuff, I have a box here that's got maybe 12, 14 stamp sets, bundles in it. And they need to fit on, I don't know if you can see this over here. Where'd my hand go? There it is. Over there, those 3 shelves, that's retired stamp sets. Behind me is current, and it's got recently depleted with the stuff, and it'll fill back up again, no worries. But these other 12 to 14 sets have to fit on these retired shelves. This is my rule. If it does not fit on one of the shelves, I can't keep it. So I have to do like another go through of things to figure it out. Plus, these ones right here on this shelf above my head are the ones that are in the last chance, but haven't, at the last time I looked, hadn't sold out yet. The ones below it are the current ones, so those ones are keeping. But I can't sell them until they hit the discontinued section. Although with the BOGO, I can, because I'm not actually selling you that stamp set, I'm just setting a price for you to put a new order in, and I'm selling you the new order. So it's a technicality maybe, but so those ones can go. So I got to do another review of those. So there will be more stamp sets in, like a few more at least, in the online one than there was, because I've got a couple more weeks to go through those things and do it. Now, I really wish I had, because this is just sorry, I have like the itchiest back all of a sudden, and I'm very subtly trying to scratch my back as I do this because it's driving me nuts. There we go. Yeah, I wish I hadn't left the cards in the garage. You can sort of see in the picture here, it's all these navies, and then there's white and blue, and there is a silver. I want to say it's more like the blueberry bushel. Is that the right name? Yep, blueberry bushel. And this dark, is it navy or is it secret sea? I don't know. Glimmer paper. There's this gorgeous ribbon. There's these adorable little flowers. Pretty sure they're called hues of blue. There we go. I'm done scratching my back. I'm pretty sure it's called hues of blue. Oh, it's so pretty. I can show you. The stamp set is called Peace on Earth. And I love Peace on Earth as a sentiment, but there's some non-Christmassy sentiments: sympathy, heartfelt prayers, big hugs for a good friend, all the best in your new adventure. There we go. See? Oh, there we go. I can show you some of the pieces. I'm a little bit stuck there. It's a little full. So yeah, there's this glimmery paper. Ooh. And then I was using, that's what I'm trying to remember if it was secret sea or maybe. I was trying a couple different things, but look at this. So here's the glimmer papers. right? You can see all the different, oh, and these birds, these dies that come with this, and they cut out pretty, even in the glimmer paper. Let me just pull one of these out. Even in the glimmer paper, I'm gonna put it on my hand just so it's a little easier to see, I think. I always forget I have Zoom now. Ooh. Even in the glimmer paper, you can still see the scoring that comes with the, you can definitely, I stuck it to the thing again. You can definitely see it on the Secret Sea one. But look, it stays even in the glimmer paper. The dies are just amazing. So yeah, there's the two birds, there's some little envelopes, a few bows, there's some stars, and then the labels are designed. You can use one or they layer just beautifully, right? So now I'm too close. Oh yeah, I love this set. And the paper, ooh, I can't reach the paper right now, but anyways, it's gorgeous. So that will be our first like big get together back after the summer break. It's also the September mini, the holiday mini goes live. This is on a Saturday. It goes live on the Tuesday or Wednesday, just before this. I can't remember now, second or third. So I will have been able to do my pre-order. I will borrow from my friends stuff that I don't order. So I'll have lots of the stuff from the holiday mini to show you. We'll be making these cards. We'll have there's 3 kits released in August, 3 kits released in September, and 3 in October. So there's going to be like the regular card kits, but then there's usually either home decor type or tags or things that are good for gifts, like the cards in a box from last year, which is not what they were called, but I can't remember what they were called. Card keeper. Maybe it's card keeper. Anywho, so we will be like, I'll have so many things to show you at that point, because by then that like 6 of these like main Christmassy type kits. The August, September are usually the Christmas kits. October might have a Christmas kit, or it might be more gifty. I don't know. Last year they had a haunted house. I don't know if they'll have a like a Thanksgiving-ish one, or yeah, who knows. So anyways, we lots to look at. So there's lots of options for this. This is now in my newsletter, and I will. I instead of posting a ton at once, I'm going to spread these posts out. So I'll probably post the 2 new events in the next couple days, just so that the links, it's easier to like point them out. It's good, and I'll point that one you'll hear about a lot, because it's between now and September. Like I'll be telling you a bunch of times. But you can register for it right now if you want. There's a good deal. Like you could order the product. The other thing about this bundle, I love this bundle, and the bundle is actually fairly cheap, because this price is really just the cost of supplies. I don't actually, if you order the bundle, I really don't actually even charge you for the cards. I just charge you for the bundle. Plus you get a half a pack of the embellishments, and I can show you the embellishments, because those I can actually reach. It's a big pack. There is, let me see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So you're going to get 20. So you're going to get like this half, right? So it's a big pack of embellishments. So yeah, you get a bunch of product with that one too. Okay. So excited to try new things with the cards on this. Let's get through this stuff. Christmas extravaganza. We have only 7 seats left for the in-person one. And then we still have space to do up till a certain point. We have space for the porch ones and the mail to go ones. We don't have the final information yet, because we're waiting on the holiday mini. But here's the thing. We see that as demonstrators, we'll see the holiday mini on the 30th of July. We will tell you like first thing in the morning, the 31st of July, I'll have it ready to go out, what the final product is. So if anybody's waiting on that. But registrations close noon on the 1st. So there is a very quick turnaround at the end of August. So if you're thinking you're interested, you got to know that if you're waiting on this, to know that this is exactly what we're doing. And I won't have samples. I won't be able to show you samples by then, because I will when I can order the following week. This is a Thursday. I think we see the catalog. So Friday morning, you guys will know. I can't actually order the stuff till Tuesday. I will order, and I will expedite mine to get it here as fast as possible, so I can make the samples, because we're going to have a really quick turnaround on getting this stuff all prepped. So yeah, there is no delays, no lag times. It is what it is. This is the new paper pumpkin kit. I'm looking forward to this. My order has shipped, and I cannot wait till the new dies get here, because the dies, oh, wait till I show you the dies, are awesome. Anyways, this is the July kit. Love me a good gingham. It makes 8 cards. There's 4 designs, and I think 2 of them are gingham, And then two, one is patterned and one is solid, I think. I can't remember. I saw a sneak peek, but I don't remember. And I can't find, I took a screenshot. No idea what I did with it. But anyways, it is just like kind of sweet strawberry-ish sweet sentiment. It's got good sentiments too. I saw a sneak at the sentiments. Anyways, that's the July paper pumpkin kit if you're interested. I have posted the link for subscribing, or if you want me to just up mine and get you a kit, so you want to try it out, let me know, but you gotta let me know by the 10th of July or you're in luck. So this is a sneak peek we got. We know that this is July's kit. August kit is called Farmhouse Florals, and we know it comes with an extra stamp set. Woo woo, 2 stamp sets. And then September's is called Fall for Twall. And I've seen it coordinates with a suite that will be in the holiday catalog, and I've seen like some pictures of that suite because the demonstrators who went on the incentive trip got a sneak peek of it. And there's a little fox and a tree and a bear and I love fall colors. I'm still looking forward to this. But look at this. A beauty. This is one of the best paper pumpkin dies I've seen so far. So there's the circle punch, or the circle die, I mean, which is for the August one. And then this little oak leaf and this little, I call it the cap, is what you add to the piece that's the bottom of the strawberry that will make an acorn. I don't know where the hello goes. The hello, I'm thinking the hello goes with the circle for August, but I don't actually know that. And then there's 2 pieces to make the strawberries, like 2 pieces for the leaves, 2 pieces for the strawberries, because it has texture and a little strawberry flower. It's awesome. And these things are like $16.50 plus shipping and tax. So in Alberta, it comes up to like $19.24. This is a very good. And the best part of this is none of these will cut out images too. I'm pretty sure that the leaves and the strawberry are stamped in the July one. But even without them, because they have these 2 extra pieces, it makes texture. This set of dies can be used completely without the kits. It's just fabulous. Okay, these are the 2 newest kits. It is the Make a Memory scrapbooking kit and the Pop-Up Pals kit. I already told you about those. Sale for 50% off keeps going. We're done talking about businessy stuff. So many things going on. It's all in my newsletter. There's lots of fun stuff. See you later. Ask me questions if you have them. And I'll post some of these links and stuff. Sorry, I'm trying to pick my sheet back up. There we go. Okay, so we're going to make a card. Now, I have to actually, I got this stuck to my hand, my little piece of tape for my big shot for this die. This is the pieces I told you to prep. So if you did prep, we have a card base, and it is scored in half. We have this inside piece, and here's the thing, like I put it, I didn't say pick a colored card base, but you need to have a liner. So even if you're doing a white card base, you're going to still need a white layer. So just layer on layer. White on white is good. It's fine. And then, I didn't fold my card in half. It would make it so much easier if I did. I'm particular though, so I have to make sure I line it up. Can't just half-ass do it. I'm not allowed to say that on I can't half-arse do it because it's particular. And then a piece of DSP for the front. And then this piece is going to be part of our little mechanism that we do. And then this piece is going to go in the middle. But it's not just this, because you remember, I said it's a fun fold. Ta-da! Through the magic of television. And look, I've done my envelope already. But here, this is called, she called it a, oh, darn it, I meant to look that up too. I'll look it up before I post the replay, but a window buckle card, I'm pretty sure is what she called it. And look at this. Wah! This one I've learned a couple things. This was the first one I made. I didn't get ink on this, but I'll put my thumb here and then you won't know I have ink. So this just fits in like a little buckle and makes a little window. Isn't this awesome? Her card, by the way, the card she made, I can't even remember what suite, whatever suite she used isn't even a suite I have. And her card was pink. Or was it orange? I don't really remember. These cards could look so different though, but this is the Impressions, Floral Impression Suite. I love this thing. I've used it for a lot of stuff. It has great paper. It has great. So of course that's where I had to go. And this one is from the same suite. I just picked different colors for this one. So anyways, that's how this card works. And I had to take my brother to the dentist. I didn't have to. I chose to take my brother to the dentist this morning because he had anesthesia, so needed a ride. So I didn't have as much time. So I was trying to get stuff ready yesterday. And I think I think there's so many things you could do. And now, because now I'm looking at them and I'm like, well, darn it. All three of my cards are flowers that I can show you because I didn't get as far as doing the fourth card, which I was going to use the texture, something texture that has that great, just like genderless, I don't know, all purpose. All purpose makes it sound like a cleaner. And it's such cool paper, but just the neutral paper. Oh, I love it. It looks like basket weaves and stuff. So anyways, let's make a card. So you already have all your list of ingredients, so I'm not going to post that again. Oh, and here's the gems that come with this suite, which didn't really go with my my green and gold, but they go beautifully with this one. So we'll be using it for this one. Okay, let's put those there. Okay, so for now, we're just going to set those pieces off to the side and the inside piece off to the side for now. But what we need to do is we need to cut a hole in here. And the reason I said you wanted to have a die, well, I got a whole bunch. Oh, curious what I knocked on the floor as I rolled my chair back. I have no idea. Well, let's see if it's important. So the reason I said you wanted to have a die and then a circle that goes in the middle is depending on where you're trying to put this. Like in this case, I did center. I didn't measure it, but I eyeballed it. But let's say I centered it in the middle of the card, right? I centered it this way. I centered it this way. So that's why I needed a die. The thing with the punch is you certainly can't go this way. Well, I guess you can. I guess it's your choice to put it wherever you want. You could have had it offset. But the thing with the punch is you're limited on the punch to how far over you can go, right? Here, I'll keep it bent because it's easier to see. So if I want to center this on my card, I can't using a punch. Now I could go from the top and I could get it centered side to side, but then I'm way high at the top. So if I was going to do it this way, I would put like a die cut or something below, because to me, otherwise I would just have, it would seem like I had it too high without a reason. I mean, the reason is the punch only reaches so far, but not the reason I want. So this is why I'm saying you want to use a die. But whichever way you're going to do it, you need to figure out where this hole is going to go. One of the things I did not get quite as far, but it was my thought. So let's do it this way. Where's my bunch? So yes, I love this floral blooms. Let's see what's, oh good. It's not exactly the right. This is what I do. I keep all my little spare pieces inside now. These ones, these big, huge dies, every time I open this thing, these things pop out. Have I figured out a way to fix it? No. Will I keep doing it? Yes. Okay, so this is not the right color, but let's just pretend like it was. And little bits and pieces. So I figure if you want to put your circle higher, like you only have a punch, so you needed your circle to be higher. Like I said, you could put something down here. And then, so that just something that wasn't in the way of the mechanism, right? Like I can't have it overlapping. So it would have to be down here so that I could still open and close my mechanism. But I had something here that sort of filled in make it look like why it was there. But I figured the other thing you can do is you can also put your circle higher up and just put a die cut on it. So we have to, it's not really working the way I want it, but this die cut has to, as long as your die cut stays within the circle, right? So my leaves aren't really working the way I want it, but I'm not going to rip them in half at this point. Here, just a minute. I made a couple weeks ago when I was doing the baby white technique, I made these leaves. And have you ever got to the point where they're so pretty? I just love the way they look. And so part of me doesn't want to use them because I just like the way they look, but you got to find just the perfect project. Anyways, let's pretend like this is the right thing. So as like I said, however you do it, as long as you make it so that everything stays inside the circle. And then I think you could put, like you could have a thing down here if you had a longer sentiment. That's one way you could get it in is to do this. So you could have the sentiment underneath and do it this way. I'm going to hit the mute button as the dog loses his mind, just if he starts to go. Because yes, my son just pulled into the driveway. Rascal. Quiet. Okay. This may or may not go well. We'll see. So this is my thought though. If you So just you have to decide where you want the window to go. The window could go higher up because you have a punch, or because you have a longer sentiment and you want to put the longer sentiment on it. So your punched window is just going to be a flower or a die cut. I will make one that is not a flower. I'm hoping we'll have time in here before we're done. Because they don't all have to be flowers. I had other ideas. It just, whatever you put on it has to fit in the circle, right? So for the sake of ease, to keep without too many options and confusing you, I'm going to do it the same way. And I just want to put it in the middle, right? So the reason I say that is because when you go to put this on, this is the side that's going to come up, but I'm going to flip it over for now. When you go to put this on, you know that this is going in the middle, right? And you're cutting this window out. So the one thing you want to make sure you do, I'm just going to hold this for now, is when you're putting on your adhesive, rascal, when you're putting on your adhesive, you want to make sure, like if you're used to, there we go. If you're used to putting on your adhesive and making like 3 big stripes down it, rascal, quiet. My son also set me up with a mute button just for the dog. Just make sure you don't put any adhesive here, because when you cut this out, you don't want this all stuck together and you don't want this all stuck to your card. You need the circle to come out. This piece, I'm stuck to my fingers. When I cut this out, I have this piece, which I'll show you an idea I had for another card, because there is no waste in Stampin. This thing's going to get used. So yeah, you want to make sure that these 2 pieces will pop freely. So you just want to make sure that you only put the die just around the edge. So not the die, sorry, the adhesive. Okay, so make sure my flowers are going the right direction. You also may have noticed that normally when I make my cards, I like if I'm making a portrait card, I'm excuse me, I'm cutting the cardstock long and skinny because I like my cards to tent. You could, I guess you could do it that like have the thing go this way, but you have the buckle mechanism has to go where the opening is. So it would be coming from the bottom. If you wanted to go this way and have it where it flips up and your card opens like this, you know, so it's weird. Like, it's not like you couldn't do it. You'd have some different opening things. But it would be a little weird. So for me, it is very unusual that to make a card that actually goes this way. Because even if I go to like somebody else's workshop where they've cut the bases and the bases are cut this way, I will find a way to make my card go this way so that my card tents. So anyways, I'm just saying it's weird for me. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to eyeball because I can. So, and here's the other thing. If you're not 100% sure where you're doing it, sometimes when you put it on like this and you look and you go, ooh, and you might want to shift your thing just so you get a better looking like piece of DSP left over. I know the one time I was like, oh, I'll show you on the one card how I shifted it just slightly so it caught what I wanted. But but anyway, so this is where we're going to do. So I'm going to put, I'm just using a sticky or a piece of tear and tape or whatever you have to check. So in this case, I'm 3/4 from the inch. See, 3/4 and 3/4. So side to side, I am perfectly centered. Except eyeballing it works for me. So let's go from here. So this is 5 7/8. Put the sticky right over top of the edge so that I can't actually see what I'm doing. I said 5 7/8. 1 7/8. And this is 1 and, oh, look at me go. So mine's pretty centered just as it is. So if you need to measure, like if you can't eyeball or don't want to, just measure so that the distance from the edge to the edge of the die is the same. And then from here to here is the other thing. Now mine is perfectly centered. Like I said, if you want to offset it, you want it to go up, you're limited by the punch, wherever you decide you're going to put your circle. Now, I'm going to go put this, it's on the corner of my desk over there. So I have to get up to go get it. Just that I just lost my other thing behind me. Just getting my screens figured out. So yeah, I'm going to get up. So I'm going to put it through the embossing machine this way, so my card does not get munched, and so that I do not, if you put it through this way, you're cutting a hole in the back of your card. We don't want to do that. We want our card flat, so we're just cutting this little circle out. I don't think there's really any limitations on the of being able to fit it through the machine. Your card is going to be less, even if you do like when I show you the next one, regardless of which way your paper goes or which way you're doing it, you can still put your card in this way, like up and down, even if it temporarily makes your paper go the wrong way. In my head, that made sense, but just give me a second and I'll come back and I'll show you what I meant. Okay. Oh, I just figured out what fell on the floor. There we go. My back scratcher. Okay, so I put it through this way. What I meant was if you were making a card that went like this, which I'll show you in a minute, and your paper was going this way, it doesn't matter because you're not going to be able to put your card through your big shot this way, but you will always be able to fit it this way. So don't worry about the paper direction when you're cutting. You just need to make sure this comes out, right? Okay. I'm still going to use this again for something else, just so you know. Okay, so this is what we did. We popped our two things out. There we go. I was going to tell you too, because like the one that I said the die is about 2 3/4 inches. So this comes from the stylish. I'll keep these out because I'll explain those later. That's a little sneak peek for you. Stylish Shapes dies. So this one that I just cut is the second biggest. And it works well with some of our punches. If not, you could use like second biggest and then the third biggest for your centerpiece. Let me just put those there for now. Okay, so this is our little circle that comes out. So this is the piece that is left over. Okay, so we're just going to set that off to the side for now. Of course, we're going to use it. We're just not going to use it right this second. And then I need this piece. So the one thing I did notice when I did this the first time, and I don't know if it's just because this is a stitched die or whatever, but the first couple of times it was very snug in here. And every time I opened it, my card was like shedding. It's still a little bit snug, was shedding a little bit. So when I made my second card, which I haven't shown you yet, I decided to take, and so Stampin' Up, I have one somewhere in here. It has some that are these bigger, whiter ones, but they're like these little sanding blocks. So what I noticed was if you just take this, because just on the edge of this die, because of how deep it cuts, it might also be because you're cutting 2 pieces of paper at a time. So it's not cutting it as 100% smooth, but there's like little, here, let's see if we can, there's these little flicks of paper on it, right? Right? It's just these fine little hairs, which are never going to focus. There we go. Anyways, it's these. So when I opened it, every time I opened it, it shed a little bit more. So what I noticed was, and maybe just to make it so it's just got that little bit smoother, little, like just a fraction of a hair of a space, is take your little sanding block. You can take an emery board, a nail file, whatever. These came off Amazon and somebody gifted me one of these. So, but they're just, yeah, little crafting sanding blocks. But you can do that and just take all these little bits and pieces off. You can also just take it and kind of run it around, even though this is a circle, just kind of run it around the inside. We're not trying to make any one bigger or smaller. I'm just trying to get rid of all those little bits and pieces that every time I open the card kept coming off, and to give it just that tiny bit more space. I'll put those on the floor. Okay, so now we have our piece. So now we just have to put it together. So the idea is this circle is going to go here. Oh, let me tell you the other thing I figured out. So on your paper, I told you about 2 3/4 for the circle. And so when I did this, I realized once I got it in that this is how I like it. I like a fine little line, and it fits just perfectly. But once I got it in the card, it's not as noticeable. Like I like this, but it's not as noticeable as if you had this like a bigger reveal around it. So that was the 2 3/8 inch die. Just a minute, let's take it out of the middle there. So this is what I told you, 2 3/8 inch punch, to go with this about 2 3/4 inch die. So you get a fine little reveal, not a huge one. Let's zoom in a little bit here for a second. I realized afterwards though, that if you wanted to, I think this is the 2 inch, no, 2 1/4. This one's 2 1/4. This one's a little big. So depending if you have a die in between, but if you wanted to show more of a reveal, like you wanted to see more of the pink along the edge, just pick a different size circle. Okay. I like the 2 3/8 one, so I'm gonna go with it. But I know that when I put this is green DSP and green here. I know that when I go to put this piece of green on, I'm cutting down how much pink I'm gonna see. And I'm going to see like a bigger chunk of green in here. So it depends how much, like if you want to be able to see more pink, maybe you, and this was the punch, right? I'm like 2-inch circle. Ooh, that's too big of a reveal, but you can do whatever you want, right? Just know that there's options. So I told you a specific size, but really it's whatever your choice is. Like if you want to see a bit more, put this one on instead, right? And it also depends what you have for stuff. Okay. So I didn't actually watch the video. I mean, I saw how she opened the card, and I kind of saw a while ago how she put it together, but I didn't pay that much attention. So I'm not exactly sure her steps. When I made the first one, I did it a different way, and I find this way is actually easier. So this is going to be my flagged end, and I am just, sorry, I went off screen there. I'm just going a little bit up on the center, and I'm going to cut from corner into where I just snipped, corner to where I snipped. So that's how I'm getting my easy flag end. If you have a punch or whatever, you can do it with the punch as well. But this is the easy way to flag end it. And depending how your personal taste runs, I like a shallow flag, let's say. If you wanted this to be more pointed, then just cut farther in and go corner in. But keep in mind for this one, that this is sticking, this is going to come out this way, right? Oops, there we go. And this is going to go over top of it. Sorry, it goes, this is underneath it, but this is going to go over top of it. So you're only going to see this much of it. So depending how pointed you go or how like steep you make those cuts, limits how much of this paper you're actually going to see. I was going to try maybe this, because now that I'm seeing the green, I'm like, huh. The other thing I was going to try, maybe I will try it on this one. I think your other option, if you don't have a DSP that works, like the backside of this flowery one, there we go, is yellow. And it's darling duckling, which is very darling, but you don't actually see darling duckling in this chunk of DSP. I think the flowers, the next strip of flowers would have had the darling duckling on it. So do I really want this color? No, not necessarily. So this is the back of the yellow sunflowery looking one, which works because this is the same green, right? But if you didn't have that option, whatever DSP you were using, if you didn't have an option that worked, I think the other thing that works is to use cardstock. So I might actually just, I'm actually just going to do it. I'm going to try it with cardstock. I was thinking of doing it, you could emboss the cardstock, but I think if you emboss the cardstock, Smith's going to put another wrong spot. If you emboss the cardstock, it's going to be kind of flimsy, and I don't think you want it flimsy. So I think if you're going to do this, you're going to want to do it like just straight up with the cardstock. But I think this will work. So I'm going to do the same thing I did my previous cut on that. It's not very good. This is why they actually got these standing blocks, and I'm doing it over off to the side over the floor actually. Is so if you get like a not perfect cut or whatever, like you get a little fuzzy on the cut, then you can just clean up the edges. Okay, so again, it might be easier to see on this. I'm just going to make a little snip up. That's, oh, I don't know, 1/4 inch. And then I go from this corner into the point where I went, and this corner. Just pull my scissors back so I'll go over. We have a few punches. The one that's the, I don't remember what it's called. The kind of hexagony one is you can use to make a corner. Square punches you can use if you have the old flagging punches. Any of those things will work. So this is, yeah, this is going to come out. I think this will actually work with the pink on it like this, with just this, because it's not like it's a huge chunk of like naked cardstock. It's just a little piece coming out. But I kind of, now that I'm looking at the green, I'm thinking I like this one better. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. This piece of cardstock has to go down first. And underneath, I just scored this at a 1/4 inch. And I scored this one because it's cardstock. If I was using, I said 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. The thing is, it's not exactly going to be a 1/2 an inch. Depends how you do your flag. So I found with the DSP, I'm going to have to score this as, no, I'm going to have to stick with this one. I found with the DSP, you don't need to score at all. Cardstock, I did the scoring just so I'd have a straighter edge. I did a little trickier, but so what I need to do is I need to figure out where to stick this down on my paper. Sorry, as I'm zoomed in, I'm trying to find the right spot so that I get this like this. So what I want to do is I want to put my little white sheet here where it needs to go, right? I'm getting it all centered and lined up, my little liner. And when I did it the other way, the first time I tried to put adhesive on the back and fold it over, and I found that it was just, it shifted on me and it was just slightly crooked and it drove me nuts. So this time I'm centering this. I'm just laying this down for now so that I can close this. And I'm just holding my little white piece in place. And I'm going to, sorry, my hand's annoying. I'm going to center this. You don't want your flags to go past the edge of your card, right? You want to still fit in the envelope, but I want it to go right up to the edge as much as I can. And then I want to center it this way, and I want it level, so it's not going at an angle. And then I'm just going to use a sticky note. In this case, I'm going to go this way. Use a sticky note to hold this in place. So I open it up. So this is where I want this to be on this card. And then I'm going to turn it over. And like I said, with the DSP, the other trick that works, with DSP, you could just fold it over. The edge of the cardstock is enough. But if you're using cardstock, I have to move that out the back because it's giving me a reflection. You could just take a ruler and use the ruler as the edge and fold your cardstock up against the ruler or the DSP, whatever you're folding. Or if you want, once you have it taped, you could put it in and score it after it's taped. But you're basically folding this over into the backside, right? So now I'm going to put, that thing stuck to me. I'm going to put adhesive on here. Eyelash. So I'm going to go around all the 4 edges. I folded that thing first. And then I'm just going to go like this, sticking my finger in the adhesive. And I'm going to fold this over so it's into the adhesive. And then I am just going to put adhesive right straight on top of that. So now I have this the way I want it. And I'm going to go and I'm going to put it back in the center like I want it to. Where I had it lined up before. Oops, push it over at the end. There we go. So now, I'm going to take this off. So now I have my little flap where I want it. And I'm just going to test it. So it comes out and it just hits the edge of the card. Oops, sorry, I pulled my card down a little bit. Okay, so now we need to line up so we get the layers on. Oh, no, sorry, we do not. We need to stamp first. Woo. Now, it probably wouldn't be the end of the world. You just have to be careful where you stamped. If you put this on first and then realize you didn't stamp, you also could, if you realize you didn't stamp, instead of stamping on here, you could also just put a die cut on here, right? But we do want to stamp first. So I'm going to take, is this garden green? Yes, garden green. So I'm going to take my garden green for my leaves. I need yellow for the center, and I need strawberry for the fleur. Oh, I don't know why that's in my way. Oh, you know what else I forgot? See, I forgot to stamp. See, when I did it the other time, I was so busy trying to show you that I had figured out a better way to do this little flap that I completely forgot. Because on my other one, I actually stamped on the inside and the envelope as well. And I did that before I put it together. But in this case, where are my envelopes? There they are. In this case, it's okay because this is just going to be a flat surface. the reason you don't want to stamp the other thing afterwards is because this piece that you're stamping would be over top of this, and there'd be these two edges here. And sure enough, you hit the edge and you get a wonky result. Okay. So I'm going to stamp the flower first. I think I'm just going to go with the same thank you sentiment. You can never have too many thanks cards. We're going to stamp that in the middle. And we're going to stamp that in the corner of the card. Oops, I got that one a little short of its destination. And we're going to stamp in the bottom of the envelope. I like to do it all at once. And I'm doing green last because I find that it's easier to put the leaves on last, but also because I'm going to stamp the sentiment with the green. Well, the flower first. You know what I just realized? This was the centerpiece that I was using for the other flower, and it's too small. So I was going to say I'm giving it a good cleaning because I was just using a different color on it, but it's not even the right size. So I'll take this one. So here's one of the other things I noticed. When you stamp these ones, the little one is more obvious. This one seems like it might be a little bit better. There we go. When you stamp it, one, I have a hard time. Sorry, I just realized I'm off the thing. I have a hard time lining it up. But this stamp also has like this little white spot in the middle. So what I noticed was if I take the stamp and then I just kind of go afterwards and I just kind of like punch around in the middle a little bit, I can just stamp over top. And then I've filled in the spot where I was slightly off, but this part that's white is now more yellowy. And if you needed more, you could just, I wouldn't do it full strength, but you could just kind of stamp off and do it again and just kind of stamp around, and it'll help fill in your center a little bit so it's not so white. This one I'm going to try to do a little better at lining it up. But even so, even if I line it up perfectly, I still find that there's that little bit of white in the middle. And I don't know if the intent was because, you know, you could do it on a colored cardstock, but I just don't like that little white spot in the middle. But because this color is lighter and I'm just kind of dabbing around in the center, it's giving me what I want. This one I have to, sorry, I'm going to move it a little closer to try not to stick my head in the middle of the camera. And I've kind of, sometimes once I get to the end, especially if your flower is lighter, I'm just kind of angling my stamp. So it's kind of like this. So I'm really just kind of hitting the edge of the one stamp. And there's not a ton of ink left, but it's enough ink to tone down a little bit of white that's left. So there's that one. And then we have the green. There. And this one, I'm going to go back to my little sticky. So if you've done this before, see, here's the thing. I'm going to move this out of the way. I know all the ways to fix how you screw up because I screw up a lot. Or I don't really screw up. It's just opportunities to find solutions to things. So ideally, I would have stamped this before I stuck it to this card. But I didn't. So I want to put this leaf on. Well, I don't want the leaf going all the way out this way. I want it to come out at this angle, which means it's going to go off the white and onto the pink. This pink is strawberry slush. Did I mention that? So here's the thing. The solution to that is use your sticky that you were just using and just put it there. So now I'm going to put my leaf here. And when I pull this back, the leaf is still just on the white and it is not on my slush. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. See? I make mistakes and I show you how to fix them so that you don't have to. And I'm going to put this at a bit of an angle so I get a little bit more green. I don't want a ton of green, but I do want some leaves. So there's just like a little bits there. Okay, so that's my center. Move that out of the way. Because normally, like if I hadn't stuck it to the card because I wasn't paying attention, I could have done it like this. This is the envelope. I can do what I want on the envelope. So I'm going to put that a little bit higher up there. Doesn't matter if there's as much because you're just writing over here. And then this one. So this one's okay because you're kind of going off onto your scratch paper, right? And then this one. But yeah, that's the secret, because Lord knows I have done that more than once. And I want it on the white, but not the color. So, okay, so the other thing I should have thought about. Is where the sentiment was going to fit. Okay, well, the sentiment, I'm going to put the sentiment first. The sentiment is going to go slightly over top of the flower because I was just winging it and didn't exactly leave enough room for it. But it works. But this way, because now I had to figure out where that was going to fit. I'm sorry. I'm zoomed in. I'm going to go back to not being zoomed in because then I won't quit pulling it out of screen. Because I had to figure out where the sentiment was going to go. I did that first, and then I will figure out where the leaves are going to go. Because otherwise, if I put the leaves here, then I would have hooped myself on leaving a place for the sentiment to fit. There we go. So we have our little thanks. Okay. So now that we've remembered to stamp things, we can go and put our final assembly together. And I should at some point look at the clock and see what time it is. Oh, good. We're going to be fine. Okay. So we want to sandwich. I haven't had lunch yet. And as soon as I say sandwich, I'm like, oh, sandwich. We want to sandwich our little belt strap in between our two layers, right? We have our cardstock and this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put my little circle down. And I'm going to close this and get it like somewhat lined up. There we go. And I'm going to hold on to it. And I'm going to pull this over. Oops, see, I just knocked it out of the way. Fix it this way. So we want to do it so that it's going to fit in our circle right. I mean, is it the end of the world if it's off? No, it just won't make your card open and close very smoothly. There we go. So this is what I found. And again, my one little sticky is getting quite the workout. So I wanted to do it this way with this in when I made my final, making sure it's all in so that I could kind of just go like this. Oh, just a minute. That didn't work like it did the last time. I think I did it on it. I stuck it differently last time. Because I guess it depends. I did it like this, so I didn't use the sticky on this step. I put the sticky in afterwards. I put the sticky this way. And what I did, I opened up slightly and stuck the sticky underneath on this end. And then I just kind of double checked because I'm going to put adhesive on this. And I found that if I closed it like this and put the adhesive on and then opened it up, this thing, the last time I did it, I kept dropping things in the glue. So I kind of wanted this one sort of half in already. So what you want to do, no, that works for me, but not for you, is you just need glue underneath here in the center where this is going to stick to it, right? So I'm going to use some white tear and tape because I love tear and tape, but it will also let me show you what I mean better. Now you could use white glue. You want to use white glue, that's totally fine. And I don't need a ton. Like this is, like I said, this is going to be a sandwich. It's going to work. So that's what I did. So somewhere in about here is where you want your glue to go. Right? And I'm just going to double check again because I've been flipping the card all over the place. Yes, it's fine where it is. My circle is still lined up. So my one little sticky that's on the inside of the card, that's the mistake I made, is going to kind of hold it in place. So now I want to make sure as I'm doing it, I haven't hit this tab into the glue yet. I still have one last chance if I need to tweak anything, but my circle is still nicely lined up. So now I'm just going to close the card and I'm going to squish this in. Okay. So now I have my circle caught between, let's pull that out, between my two. So I'm going to just give it a little test. And yes, it closes like it's supposed to. This side doesn't close, right? Because this buckle's in the way, but it works the way it's supposed to. And then I'm going to stick this guy on. Now this one, depending, like this is pretty close. So I could fairly safely guess where to put the adhesive on here. But if you were using a smaller circle, and because you wanted to have lots of reveal, and you weren't exactly 100% sure, I recommend you put it on the smaller piece. So I'm going to put my tear and tape. And I am trying to put it where I think it will hit right on the edges. So I kind of hit on both, but it really doesn't matter. And then, not that this card's going to be like, going to the wars or anything. Just when I lost my end. Oh. Lost my perspective and my end. There we go. But I'm going to put one going this way too. just over top of the other. So now, yeah. So now I'm going to line this up. Make sure my thanks is where I want it, like straight where I want it to be. Get that in. And I'm going to put this one over top. So now I have it on. So I have my little thanks thing. And in we go. You could, I guess, if you wanted to, put an extra little sentiment there or do something. But I think once you have it open, people are going to read whatever's written here. And the wow of this is when it's like going this way. The one I didn't put on the first one, which I'm going to put on the second one because on fancy folds, I'm reluctant to put ribbon and bows because depending on the fold, but for some of them, they kind of get in the way. But I'm going to try it because I think on this one, because I love me a little twine bow. I think on this one, you can get away with it if you just put it underneath. We don't want to put it where it's going to be in the way. But I think if I put it so that there was like a little bow here, it was like dripping down. Those little flags are way too long. There we go. I'm going to just get me a blue dot. Where's my take your pick tool? Well, I'm just going to use my old one because I don't know where my take your pick tool went. I need my little paper piercer. So I just roll up a glue dot because that's by far the easiest way to attach a bow. And put our little glue dot there. And now, so it still looks really cute, but it still works because when I open the card, it's totally out of the way. When I close the card, it's not going in. Because whatever you put, like for your decoration, has to be like kept to the DSP area or kept to the white circle because you don't want anything interfering. There we go. What did I do with those dots? Because I have these adorable little, these are called a strawberry slush and pretty in pink gems. Because they're strawberry slush, pretty in pink, and then just a clear. And these ones, I like the darker ones. These ones have like little, they're kind of faceted themselves, but then they have little, what do I want to say? Gold flakes. Little gold flakes embedded in them. So they're really cute. So I'm going to put a couple little gems there. And then I'm going to put one little gem kind of down here on this little piece. So isn't this the cutest card? So I think she called it either the window buckle card or the buckle window card. And it was, I told you I forget, Heidi Collins, who I think is Stampin' Heidi on Instagram, and her little business is On You Go, like On Why Go, which I heard her explain once, but I don't exactly remember. It's partially French, like On We Go and On I can't, something like that. Anyways, I think that's what she is on Facebook. But full credit to her. This is a great little card. Whoa. Okay, so one of the things, and I don't have time now because I'm not going to keep you too late, is I figure once you do this, so this is the piece of DSP that I cut the wrong length to begin with. So I have it left over. And this is the little piece that I cut out of the first card. Ta-da! Put a little sentiment on it, maybe jazz it up a bit, maybe put some background stamping. There's a card, or maybe put it this way with a little background stamping still and a little strip with a sentiment on it, or make 3 cards and use different size windows or something, or maybe you could do it with 2. Ta-da! All of these pieces will make a card. This will make a card. Oh, wait, Tracy, that's not a circle. No, it is not a circle. Why? Because of course, Tracey does not just make a card and go, oh, cool, and end it there. No, I needed to try different shapes and I needed to try landscape. So in this case, let's pretend like you had a longer sentiment, even though I didn't, and you needed like a longer one, or maybe you just have, remember I told you the sneak peek, the nested essential dies. So these are the 2 smallest dies that go here in the middle. You could do it with whatever you want. You could do it with the flags. You could do it with these rounded corner ovals. You could make it a square. You could make it flower shaped, whatever you have 2 of. You basically just need 2 shapes so that you can layer. Like you need the cardstock layer and you need a layer on top of it, right? So this one I made. Now the thing you will notice that is different is this piece is longer, and I did make this out of cardstock. And this is just shy of a 1/2 inch because it needed to be like this distance, right? So this one is what I would traditionally have made this way. But like I said, if you make it this way, so it kind of has a neat effect, but it also kind of has a potentially obscene effect, because it just kind of, hangs out the front. But it also works if you open it fully. Your card would sit like this way with this thing going. Like I guess you could put a little gem on the inside and you could make it almost into an easel card. But then you'd have this window, so you'd have to make sure that whatever was, anyways, it doesn't really work that way. But if whatever you wanted, your paper was this way, or you had the longer sentiment, or you wanted to use this particular cut, it just means you're opening it sideways, right? You're just cutting your strip this way and opening it sideways. And I made it all the exact same way as I made the other one. And like I said, I think I will try another one. I wanted to make one with a sailboat on it or something. You just, whatever shape, like the sailboat would work with the circle, because then the circle I could make look like the sun with the sailboat in front of it, and then just put a little sentiment on it. I just ran out of time. So I will make that one later today or tomorrow, and then I will post it as like a little bit of a follow-up. This one I realize now I did not put any gems on at all. I will tell you, I couldn't find the gems that worked for this. Like the set that comes with the suite, like I said, is this pink one. I guess I could put clear ones on. I could have put clear ones on. But these little ones here, which are called adhesive backed textured dots, are just these like teeny little brass ones. If all else fails, I find, and these aren't pecan pie, these are not brown, but because they're hammered and they're kind of just like aged looking, these things work anytime there's any kind of like pecan pie or any kind of brown color that you need a thing to go with. You know what I just realized? I wonder if this would work. See, I've been playing, just having fun. Here's another tip for you. When you're trying out your embellishments and saying, I wonder if this would work, you can just lay them down and not push them down, because then you have a chance to decide. I kind of like that, actually. I just have to move this one over, which I cannot pick up. It's not totally stuck down, though. There we go. Now I'm going to push them down. So instead of putting, I always put 3. This one only has 2, but because of the way it's going, I think it will work. So I just added the 2 little ones on either side of this. Ta-da! Isn't this a fun card, though? Love it. So I would like you guys to make some and show me some ideas so I can see lots of ideas, because it's such a cool card. Thank you, Heidi. Okay, there's 1 envelope. There's 2 envelopes. There's 3 envelopes. And yeah, I will finish. I will make something here because I got 2 yellows. I'm going to use the pink. And then this is going to become something. I just haven't decided what yet. But look at this. See this DSP? See, I wanted this one. I told you I shifted before, right? I shifted this slightly because I wanted to get more of this flower in the middle of this DSP. So this one here, look at how pretty this looks with these pink flowers. Oh, and this is not the right color, but a little bit of a die cut of the right color, put a little bit of a sentiment. Oh yeah, I'll make something out of this and I'll post it when I post the rest of them. But I'm going to make a 5th card. I'm going to make a more masculine one that is not flowers. I do love this paper, but hey, there's more than flowers in the world. So this is our card. If you played along with my little mystery instructions, that's where the instructions are for what you need. And then just these pieces here, just kind of go with it and do your own thing. Instead of DSP, this front could be an embossed layer, could be a stamped layer. Do your thing. I want to see what you come up with. Okay, I will post some of the event stuff, which I don't even know where I put those sheets. And I will have lots of little bit of information type things for you. And then on Friday, I will post my pictures of all my finished cards. And hopefully you'll post your pictures of your cards that you made. I have had a lot of fun today. I have the dog did not distress things too much, and it's all good. And now I have a fresh Costco order, so I can go figure out what we're making for supper. Thank you guys all for joining me. Have a fabulous week. I will post as we go. Ask me any questions if there's anything you need. And if nothing else, I'll see you back here next week. Thanks, everyone. Bye.